Hi bitches, what's good? It's Janae, and I'm back with another video. In today's video, I wanted to discuss a situation that happened a little bit over a year ago when I was very early in my transition, and I already have made an apology video for this, but I wanted to go into more detail about what was going on and sort of why the situation even played out the way that it did. So if you don't know, a while ago, you can go and look at my playlist and see all the videos about this. It's called Blaire White Saga, but I had gotten into it with Blaire White. Now, this started with me, critiquing her, but somewhat supporting her at the time. And so I had added her in a tweet because I kept seeing her do the same thing, and I thought it was very negative for the trans community, right? So here I go, and I tweet her, and then she blocks me instantly, doesn't engage with me in no type of way, just blocks me for critiquing her one time. And at the time, I was still trying to be good faith with her, you know what I mean? And so then I reached out to her on Instagram, and we had a whole fucking conflict there. And then so I basically said, all right, fuck you, you know what, I'm a trans rapper from Chicago, you can't come to Chicago or else I'm gonna fuck you up, right? And she called me a man at that point. And then later on Snapchat, we had a bigger fucking argument where she called me a man over and over again. The receipts for that are once again in that Blaire White Saga little playlist thing, so you can in fact see that. Point is that it was wrong of me to threaten her, and it was wrong of her to call me a man and block me instantly like that. Okay, so there was wrong on both sides. Now, I already apologized for this, so I'm not going to apologize again, but I am going to go into what's going on. Now, something if you don't know about me and my story is I grew up going to these behavioral schools. I talk about this a lot on my life story series. Once again, it's a playlist tab and shit if you're interested. And I haven't made a video in a while, but I will continue to make these videos. It's just a lot of stuff has been going on. So yeah, so I grew up at these behavioral schools, and then right out of high school, I went to college, dropped out quickly, started selling drugs, and I got involved with the wrong sort of people, right? And so once I got out of that lifestyle, I got out of being in the streets and shit, I went right into transitioning because I wanted this for so long, and I knew who I was and I knew what I wanted, but I was so hung up on like my current lifestyle and my reputation and all these things that I just couldn't tell anyone. You know what I'm saying? I just couldn't be myself. I had to work through a lot of shit like that. So I started to transition, and then the PTSD set in once I was like in a safe place and the storm had settled and shit, right? So I'm dealing with like being new into this trans shit, being like fresh baby trans, new transitioner type shit. And I'm also dealing with PTSD, right? And I'm dealing with my past and trying to let go of my past and like be my new self, be my new present self. And so this situation happened with Blaire, and I reacted how I would have reacted in the past. And I have my boyfriend telling me constantly, like, Janae, like, you're not in the streets no more. Like, Blaire is not a street bitch. You're handling this the wrong way. She's just some bougie bitch in Hollywood. And I was literally acting like I'm beefing, like, with a street bitch. You know what I'm saying? I was literally acting like I was on some street shit. But that was not the situation at all. I acted completely inappropriately because I fucking got triggered, I guess. I got triggered, and the way she was like talking shit to me, I responded how I have responded to shit my whole life. And it's taken me a long time to work through this trauma and to let go of my past and understand what I want and who I want to be, and understand that like that's not the right way of handling situations. I've been told multiple times by other people, just random people that I've met, that like, okay, like you're not in those situations anymore. You don't need to act that way anymore. But it was just so ingrained because going to those behavioral schools and then being in the streets, I always had to act a way. Since I was a little kid, I've had to act a certain way. When in my senior year, me and my best friend who've been to alternative schools our whole life, a teacher pulled us in a different room, and he talked to us. He asked us how long we've been going to schools like this. And we told him basically our whole life since like second grade. And he says, y'all been institutionalized. And at that moment, I realized a lot of things. And now looking back, I realize even more things. It's been just a lot of trauma. And honestly, I'm at a point where I'm like working through that and I'm letting all that shit go. But at that time there was so much shit going on, and I was in a transitional period, not only with like being trans and transitioning, but like letting go of that past bullshit and trauma and like healing. So I want to apologize again. I'm very sorry for making threats and shit, and I hope this has some context as to what the fuck happened with that situation. Anyways, peace out, bitches. Have a great day.